Hey YouTube, Shelka04 here. So today I want to share with you my thoughts about how to make money or how to invest in the stock market. And let me say, I have not been in the stock market personally in about 15 years. Back around 2000 though, I was heavily invested and made a phenomenal amount of money and lost a phenomenal amount of money. And that's why I shied away from the stock market for 15 years. But, quite honestly, the way the economy is and the way interest rates are, I figured, what the hell, I might as well get back into it. Now, that doesn't mean that I went out and bought a handful of this, that, and the other thing without knowing any background of the company. Nor does it mean that I've got a brother or sister or a neighbor that works for anybody or is a vice president or has any of that sort of insider bullshit going on. What I do and what I think works is what I've done this time, because I just got back into the stock market about 3 weeks ago. Is I'm buying splits. And what that means is if you go on the internet and you Google stock splits, there'll be a couple of websites that list companies that are going to split their stocks in the near future. And what that means is if you buy 10 shares of stock today at $100, when it splits, you'll have 20 shares of stock worth $50. So you double the shares and have the value. And the idea is that by bringing the value of the stock back down into a normal range where most people can afford it, you'll see expensive stocks basically back in the public sector, so to speak. And the hope is that they'll go back up to where they were. Do splits work? Well, let's put it this way. In 1988, I went to a stockbroker with $1,000 and said, I want to buy stock in a new company called Microsoft. And I allowed the guy to talk me out of it. He said the fees in buying that little amount would outweigh the advantage. Lo and behold, I'd be a millionaire now, and simply because the stock splits. So I don't recommend that you go out and buy any Tom, Dick, and Harry stock that's going to split, because if you look, there are actually at this time a lot of financial organizations, and yet they're real small ones. They're like Allegheny Bank and Trust. I don't know anything about them, so I'm not investing in them. What I'm investing in, and my plan, is to buy stocks in companies that are going to split. And these companies, I have to be able to see their product on a daily basis. I want to own their product. I want to know that their product is part of the American culture. And so the stock I bought that just split is Nike. The next stock that I'm eyeing that's going to split in February is Hormel Foods. And the reason I'm going for these name brand companies is not because I think they're great per se. I mean, they're just as good as the next guy. But I'm using them as a indicator of how the economy goes. Meaning that if I put my money in the bank and the economy goes south, well, you like to think or hope that you'll be able to get some FDIC insurance out of that, but it could take a long time, and then you have to deal with the bank. And if you put God forbid, you put your money in a CD or a mutual fund or something, you'll incur penalties trying to get your money out prematurely. So I've sort of shied away from the banks. Putting my money into something that's name known, General Electric, Ford, Raytheon, Apple, Microsoft. Let's put it this way. If these stocks are going to split, more power to you. Hopefully the value will go up. But if these stocks go away, it is my belief, and I put forward to you, that if these companies go away, you will have more to worry about than where your little pittance of an investment went. And I say pittance because my advice is not to sock it all into one or the other. What I did was I just went out and bought $500 worth of Nike the other day. And in 2 months, I'm going to buy $500 worth of Hormel Foods. And when the next one, John Deere comes along or Chrysler comes along, I'll buy $500 worth of them. And just let that sort of stew. And I mean, the nice thing is that these stocks pay dividends. So, you got that coming back at you. But I would not invest, and I have not, and I'm not going to invest in a stock that I don't know personally, as far as I'm not wearing their product or I don't eat their food or anything like that. But as I said, if you see it and deal with it on a daily basis and it's about to split, I think it's worth owning. Uh, that's just my opinion. Again, I've lost a shitload of money in the past, but I've also made a phenomenal amount of money, and I think this is a safe way to sort of make a little on a little. So that's my idea, my thought. That's what I'm doing. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the bottom. Other than that, please subscribe. And it's been great talking to you. Shelka04 out. Thank you.